The cosmos will come to the close through a cold and lonely death called the Big Freeze. The cosmos may never end, but if you were immortal, you probably wish it would. Our cosmos finally fate is long and frigid affair that astronomers call it Big Freeze or Big Chill. It is a fitting description for the day when all heat and energy is evenly spread over incomprehensibly vast distances. At this point, the universe's final temperature will be hover just above absolute zero. Let's talk about the Big Bang's accelerating expansion. Some 13.8 billion years ago, our universe was born in Big Bang and it's been expanding ever since. Until a few decades ago, it looks like the expansion would eventually end. Astronauts' measurements suggested there were enough matter in the universe to overcome expansion and reverse the process, triggering a so-called Big Crunch. In the scenario, the cosmos would collapse back in the infinity dense singularity like the one it emerged from. Perhaps the progress could even spark another Big Bang. The thinking went. It would be gone, but the Big Bang cycle could be infinitely repeated.
In the years since then, the discovery of dark energy has robbed us of a shot at this eternal rebirth. In 1998, two separate teams of astronomers announced that they then measured special exploding stars in the distant universe, called a type La Supernova, which serves as standard candles for calculating distances. They found that the distant explosions, which should all have the same intrinsic brightness, were dimmer and therefore farther away than expected. Some mysterious force was pushing the cosmos apart from within.
The dark energy is now thought to make up some 69% of universe mass, while the dark matter accounts for another roughly 26%. Normal matter, people, planets, stars and anything else you can see comprises just about 5% of cosmos. The important impact of dark energy is that the universe expansion will never slow down. It will only accelerate. Heat death and the universe. Decades of observation had only confirmed researchers' findings. All signs now point to the long and lonely death that prefers off toward infinity. The scientific term that fate is heat death, but things will be rather desolate long before that just happens.
Just a couple trillion years from now, the universe will have expanded so much that no distant galaxies will be visible from our own Milky Way, which will have long since merged with its neighbors. Eventually, 100 trillion years from now, all star formation will cease, ending the stelliferous era that's been running since not long after our universe first formed. Much later, in the so-called generated era, galaxies will be gone too, stellar remnants will fall apart, and all remaining matter will be locked up inside black holes. In fact, black holes will be the last surviving sentinel of the universe as we know it. In the black hole era, they'll be the only normal matter left. But eventually, even these titans will disappear too. Stephen Hawking predicted that black holes slowly evaporate by releasing their particles in the universe. First, the smaller solar mass black holes will vanish, and by a gogol years into the future, Hawking radiation will have killed off even the supermassive black holes. No normal matter will remain in this final dark era of the universe, which will last for longer than everything that came before it. And the second law of thermodynamics tells us that in this time frame, all energy will ultimately be evenly distributed. The cosmos will settle at its final resting temperature just above absolute zero, the coldest temperature possible. In this future seems dark and depressing, take comfort in knowing that every earthling will have died long before we have to worry about it. In fact, on this time scale of trillions of years, even the existence of our entire species register as but a brief ray of sunlight before an infinite winter of darkness. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more.